Okay, so good morning. This is JP. Welcome to Jump On Music UK. If you've never been here before, we do live streaming advice, looping advice, and all the tools you need for the modern musician. So I'm doing a little bit of a test today. I haven't got my lights set up the way I normally have them, so I'm just doing a bit of a test, and it's a bit too not bright enough. It's a bit weird. I've got my blind open, so I don't normally have that open because the light is just streaming in today. So I thought, why not? So I have got this light on, but now it looks a little bit odd. And I've just put my hand up and I've messed with my camera. Hope everyone's well. Let me know in the chat and just say hi if you are about. I am testing a new eye roll actually within the streaming community about whether it's any good. So of course I've jumped on that bandwagon. Greetings, Govert. Hope you're well. Greetings from Bavaria. Wow, nice, fantastic. So I'm currently playing around with this just to see whether this works. Now, the other thing as well is I'm aware that the stream can change quite dramatically. So it is beta software at the moment. I'm just going to pull this down a second. 1 second. Let's just go to 7,000. Let's just see what that does. And yeah, so this is a new piece of software that I'm using at the moment, and I'm just using it to see whether it's kind of A, suitable for me, but B, whether we can use it for as musicians. Now, right now, I've got my microphone for my camera plugged in. That's it. I haven't plugged my audio interface in yet, but I'm kind of eager to just give this a try and give it a play, and I hope we're going to obviously have a look. Audio and video seems a bit out of sync. Okay, that's good to know. Because right now, the system is telling me that the stream isn't great. Let me just have a listen. Stream isn't great. Let me just have a listen. Okay, yeah, so, let me just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so, let me just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The weird thing is on YouTube Studio, it's looking fine. So I don't know why it's slightly out of sync at your end. Maybe, I don't know. So without any further ado, this is Meld Studio. MELD for Delta. MELD, Meld Studio. And I've just got this up as a basic thing. However, you may have seen this, and you'll hear some music now. But this is a little bit of video that I've got as a sort of background thing, and that instantly plays anything that is a video straight away, which is really, really cool. And then we can move. Did you see that? Did you see that move from the middle over to there? It's got automatic move if you position something in 2 different places and different scenes, and it just moves it. It moves it straight away. So we're going to do a couple of things today. And this is not going to be a super long live stream. Looks fine here, says Sim. Okay, thank you very much. That's great. We're playing around with this. Now, this is a beta. Okay, this is beta software. But also, you can get hold of it. It's not locked out to anyone. So if you have a look at Meld Studio, MELD, for anyone who's using OBS, this is a godsend in some and a heinous in others. The reason is because it's beta. Not everything is there. And there's things missing. So give me a sec. I need to drink my tea. There is a couple of things that are missing, and the reason for that is because it is still in beta. Now, what's amazing about Meld at the moment is they are doing like bi-weekly updates. So you're going to get an update every 2 weeks. They're asking for feedback. So I'm going to show this in a second, but let me go through the scenes that I've made. And I just first of all, I just want to make sure they work. And then I am actually, if you're watching, then first of all, thank you and hi. And what we are going to do is we're going to do a bit of a test. Let's just go through this. So ignore this second camera. The only reason I'm saying this is because it's just not set up in the way I want it to. So this is the 2-cam look. Yeah, that was not meant to look like that. That's why I was a bit bizarre about this. So that is that, and it thinks it's dead small. Why does it think it's dead small? That's really odd. I unplugged the camera and then plugged it back in again, and it's made it tiny, which is ironically the name of the camera. Right, okay, so then if I delete that, and if I then add that back in, video device, select the video device. Oh, it's not there. How weird. Oh, no, it is. There it is. There we go. Right, okay. So now I can move this down to the bottom. Okay. Now, this is something additional, which is that I use the OBSBot cameras, so I can move the camera around. That's just me moving it, and I've done videos all about that. But I'm just having a look with these blue bars. Now, these blue bars that I've kind of set up, technically this look would be me there, and then this would be pointing at like a pedal board. Okay, that's what I'm aiming for. But the blue bars are actually there for if someone subscribes to the channel. So let me show you what happens as a demo. If you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe, and then it should kick in automatically, just as a pure test. I don't know if you unsubscribe and resubscribe, if that would happen. Please, obviously, don't do that. But I'm going to show you what it says it's going to happen if you subscribe, which is this. And then it comes up with the name. So that happens, but then also you've got a super chat. So if someone does a super chat, what should happen, technically, is it comes up with this. This is a demo one, okay? The only thing is I don't know how to turn that demo off. And then that's that. And then the blue bars is basically just preview what happens when someone either does a super chat or becomes a member, okay, only, which is this. So this is really, really cool because it means that, do you see the way that the bars lit up? And then you've got the same for, hang on a minute, where are we? Combo 2 preview event, that one. And then I've done it for this one as well, but this one doesn't seem to want to work now, which is the one on this side. But the idea is that it goes, and then we know someone's done it, and then it comes up saying, hey, your stream is so chill. These aren't real comments, by the way. This is just a test. So let me just go reload on these and just see if they work. Yeah, reload. Spotlight reload. There we go. So that turns off now. So if someone subbed, I really want them to do it so it does chat. So then the chat just comes up. But then, of course, if the chat's really quick. Good. I'm glad the audio and video is in sync now. That's fantastic. So I've built this kind of with this kind of look here. No plugins needed. This is just the automatic thing. Then also, this video is going to be sponsored. It's sponsored by a friend at DistroKid. So I've built a DistroKid page. Let's see if this works. Whee, there we go, look at that. So this basically now is me sort of in the middle going, look, DistroKid. And then if you don't know who DistroKid are, by the way, they are a music distribution company and they sponsor the channel and I'm very grateful for them. Thank you. And this link that's underneath is obviously just a text, but it is in the description box as well. If you want to, basically, you can release as much music as you want to with DistroKid for $22.99. However, with the link, you will get, hang on, there we go, $22.99, there we go. Now, I did put, you'll get a discount, but I'll show you that in a minute. So there's obviously the 3 plans, and that's fine. Now, to showcase this, what I've also done as well is I'm showcasing, you can see at the back, I've still got that video going around in the back, which is cool. And I've showcased my albums. So I've done a little animation on this. So let's see if this works. Whee! There you go. So there's my 2 albums, which are called Looping My Brain Part 1, Part 2. I've done many albums, but these are the live albums from the live stream. And it's just to showcase what it looks like when you have a hyperfollow page. So, for example, the album comes up, and then people can choose what they want. I know I'm reaching out beyond the thing. I'm going like this. I'll do that. So people can choose what they want. They can do Spotify or Apple Music or iTunes, and you can pick, obviously, what you go on to. So there we go. You can scan the QR code. You get 7% off with your first annual membership. So I'm on the middle tier, which is Musicians Plus. So let's go back to our plans, shall we? There we go. So I'm on the middle one, which is $39.99, and you get 7% off that as well. And the reason I do that is because, as you can see there, it says everything's in musician, but around a bit, the middle bit around here, let me get to pointing. Around the middle here, it says customize the release date. That's the only reason, that's not the only reason, but that's one of the two reasons why I have it. The second reason is because you can have two artists. So there's me as John Paul, and there's me and my mate Greg as Tokyo Wasteland. So if I now click that, that should just fade, but then these should move, and that's fine. That's cool. I like it. It's quite good. It works really well. That's cool. So there we go. Oop. Now, there we go. I need to make sure I go to the right place. So, there we go. This is this new software. I'm going to show you the background of the software. I'm going to show you what this looks like in a minute. What I've also built as well is I have my own looping courses, which you may or may not be aware of. It might even be underneath here. But then I just showcased that, which looks great. It was £199 It's now just £48. Just go to johnpaulmusic.co.uk, and that's How to Loop Like a Pro. That is my beginner's course for looping, taking you from the very, very beginning right through to some really advanced setups. For those who have joined, thank you so much. And we've got some great comments. I'm going to be expanding on this course as well. I know I said that before, and then there was a hiccup with it, but it's all fine now. And we're going to expand on this course. And I'm going to expand on something a little bit secret, and then I'm going to tell you all about it. I've also built, let's get back to, I keep clicking the wrong one, so I need to make sure the right one's there. I also built 2 pages, so you're going to hear some music as well, which is that one, which is I'll Be Right Back. Do you hear the clicks and stuff? That's in the video. So this background is just from, where did I get this from? Storyblocks. It's Storyblocks background, which is just a rolling background, but it does look quite cool. I like the sort of water that is also fire. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. I quite like it. And then I've also, so that's a Be Right Back one, and then I've also got an end one. Thanks for watching. Don't worry, I'm not quitting the live stream just yet. So that's kind of the looks that I've got. And what's really, really cool about this is it's really buildable. It's actually easier than OBS. But there's a couple of things with OBS, which the thing with OBS, Open Broadcast Software, which is completely free. This is free as well, by the way, is that it's a completely blank canvas, but then you have to then add plugins in if you want a little bit more of, cool things. Like there is a move transition built by someone else and everything else. This is kind of built in. There's things like drop shadows. So if I go back to here, you'll notice just round my circle here, there's a blue bar. And then also there's 2 things on the blue bar. Oh, good. They're drilling next door. Fantastic. So we've got, where is that one? Is it that one? No. I don't know which one it is. That's the combo widget. Okay, combo widget preview. Okay, preview's not working. Let's reload that. There we go. See that? Whoop! It's cool. So again, it's beta, so there's 1 or 2 things that are just a bit jangly, but it works. And you see the way it's slowly fading down? That's so if someone did like a super chat or was a member, it would shout them out automatically. I don't have to build a widget. I don't have to build a plugin or anything else. It just does it automatically. And this was all come from Harris Haller. So if you watch Harris Haller, he did a video about this, and that's kind of what alluded me to Meld. So I reached out to them as well, but the software's free anyway. But what's really clever is a couple of things. So for example, let's say something happened on your live stream and you want to just grab that last part of it, which is a clip. There is actually a thing called clip, and you can record, go online and clip at the same time, all built in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a very basic thing where I'm going to duplicate this. And then I'm going to just go display capture. Now, I'm going to display my screen, and it's going to look a bit weird to begin with, but then I'm going to show you, aha, they have done it. There's an update that's happened literally since I used this last. Okay, so I'm going to display Meld Studio. Ta-da! Right, now, this is where it gets really weird, because it's displaying itself and then it's going to display itself again, as it were. So you're going to get this parallax system going on. But this is great, because what it means is I now need to know one thing, which is, can you see my cursor? I don't think you can. Let me know in the chat. Can you see the cursor? Can you see the cursor going on right now? That would be interesting while I take a sip of tea. If you haven't played with this yet, or if you haven't got this yet, or anything like that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my main camera off. So if I delete that layer, there we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to here. I'm going to grab, copy this. Let's go to main 1 where we're playing around with it. Let's paste that in. There it is. Great. So now, if I do that, there we go. Lovely. Let's get rid of the logo. We don't want the logo, so let's get rid of that, because it's in the way anyway. Right, okay, so without seeing me, you don't need to see me for this, but basically now this is Meld Studio. So what you've got in the top left-hand corner is a thing called layers, and this is your sources in OBS. And then you've got scenes, which is exactly the same. Please ignore the knocking and the drilling, because they're having some work done next door, and that's fine. So this is layers, and then you've got scenes, and you can see I've made a load of different scenes. Then you've got your audio mixer underneath, and then you've got your main window that you can see here. On the right hand side, you've got outputs, and then if I click on something, so for example, if I click on this, you'll then notice on the right hand side, all of this comes up. Think about, if you've ever used a Mac, think of it like the inspector on a Mac. And the way this works is actually really, really cool, because what it's showing is, it's showing that what you're dealing with. So it's really easy to understand what you're playing with. In OBS, I click on something, that's fine, and I can move it around, and that's fine, like I can do here, and I can move this around, no problem at all. But what happens is, I then have to sort of go into properties to be able to do this. All the properties are on the right hand side. So what we've got is transform, so I can very quickly move things around, but it's also got locking things. I don't think you can see the locking things on the display. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me just delete this layer. Let me bring in, instead, I'll do capture the display. Now this is going to look really weird, but what I'll do is I'll do it like this. That way, what happens is you can see, hopefully now, you can see my cursor, but also you can see me moving things around. I'm hoping it's displaying everything. Yeah, so there's little sort of pink lines so it can show you where things are, which is cool. And then, as I said, on the right hand side, you've got this this bit here, which is the, can you see that? Let's just do that and see if that works. Yeah. You've got this transform bit here. So I can transform it, and that's all fine and everything else. What's really clever is, if you remember this 2-cam one, hi by the way, if you remember this 2-cam one, you'll notice this, you've got my camera in a little bit of a weird teardroppy shape. Okay, so what you can do is you can actually in here turn around and say, well, I don't want this to look completely square. I want it to be rounded, and there's these tiny little markers here at the top. So if I actually grab that marker and pull it, it then starts reshaping what Meld Studio, what the input is, and that's built in. It's really cool. However, you can get really creative with it with this little button here, so individual corner radius. So if I give this a click, I can now pull this one, but without pulling the other one. I hope that makes sense. So you can move it. It's really, really clever. Now, it's going to get a bit jangly, and then we can do opacity, and we can pull the opacity down if you want to. But the other thing you've got is see these cats? You've got loads of effects. So straight away, I can go 3D. And if I click this, it's now put it on the side like that. So if I now bring my camera back in, Let's bring in the video device. Let's bring in that one. Hi. And then I put myself here. So now what we can do, which camera are you? This one. What we can do is I can actually, on the top, what you'll be able to see is, oh, you can't see it because it's not captured. But anyway, on the top of just here, I'm going to do a video on this because I think it's going to be easy. But on the top of here, there's little markers. All I need to do is click the circle marker, and straight away, it's done it. I don't need to do anything other than that. It's really, really easy to do. It's instant as well. Now, the thing that's really, really clever is, let's just say this one is called Tiny 2, okay, because that's the name of the camera. If you've got Tiny 2 in another scene, but it's somewhere else, it automatically knows to move it from there to there. It moves from one place to the other. So very, very quickly, I can actually move things around, which is ace, and build things up. Looks really professional, if I'm completely honest. Let's go back to the main, and then I can talk to you again. So Meld Studio is in beta. It's 0.843 as we're live streaming right now. And the great thing is as well, is you can also multi-stream for free. So you completely multi-stream for free. So that's a big, big win for me. The other piece of software that I currently use, I pay the equivalent of $40 a month for. And the big one for that was it's easy to set up, but also it can do multi-stream. It's called Restream. And this is, and the problem with OBS is the OBS can obviously stream out to somewhere else, like you can do an RTMP, but this is doing multi-stream. Now, at the moment, it is, again, in beta. So there's a couple of things that aren't there, but the big one is YouTube and Twitch. So you can do YouTube and Twitch together. Facebook, you need to just grab the RTMP link, and you could do it to that as well. This system, and I'm going to go back to this mess that I've made. Let me, I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll make that smaller. Let's put me over there. And then what we'll do is we'll tell that not to be 3D. There we go. Now, it's slightly out, so what we'll do is we will move this to here. And we can make it wider. There we go. Let's do that. That's the edge of Meld, isn't it? Oh, no, hang on a minute. I haven't got the edge there. Silly JP. There we go. Right, so what I like about this, as he's messing around. There we go. I am on Mac, by the way, but this does work on Windows as well. In fact, I think it might be slightly more stable on Windows, which is a shame. But I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. Because I've actually just realised this live. Oh, I've just messed that up again. There we go. There we go. Right. I've just realised this live that up here, it actually does say, if I click on something, if I get rid of this, for example, and don't click anything, and I just declick stuff. There we go. It does actually say inspector. It says inspector right there. So this is like the inspector on a Mac. So it is pretty awesome in that respect. Now, what I said before was basically if you... Where are you there? What I said before was if you wanted to save a clip. So up here, you've got go online, record. So you can record the whole thing as well. And then you've got clip. So if it's clip 90 seconds. So if I grab that now... There we go. It's done it. And it's saved it into my Mac the last 90 seconds from when I clicked it. So if something funny happened or something else like that, it's just saved that clip, which is great for social media. Or you could have someone else click it, like at certain parts of the song that you're playing or something like that. And then all of a sudden, you've got a load of content for social media. It's that easy. The great thing as well is that each one of these at the top here, I'm hoping that when I play around with this, you'll be able to see the blue. Yeah, you can. So there's my Tiny 2. There's my thing. I've got clip art here that's out of frame. I've got also the cinematic background. So if I grab this, and move out of the way. There's the cinematic background. It's just playing. It's looping around in the background. So it says here, you can add an audio track, you can loop the playback, and that's all fine. So this doesn't have any audio anyway, but I can stop it, and you can see it's stopped there. I can wind it back to wherever I want it to be, and this is all live. This is working really, really well. What I like about this as well is just being able to there is customization, but it's a bit more friendly. It's a bit more friendly than OBS. OBS is kind of like, cool, you've downloaded OBS, you can do anything you want with it. No disrespect to OBS whatsoever. I'll look at the wrong camera again. No disrespect to OBS whatsoever. But with OBS, it's like learning a musical instrument. You need to figure everything out really, really like a lot before you can go, yeah, it's working. There we go. So for example, see, I'm learning things all the time with this. I'm just really excited to show you guys. So at the moment, you can see there, it's capturing my LG display. And then as part of that, one of the options is capture cursor. So now you should see the cursor. What I do need to do is actually make the cursor much, much bigger. So I should do that really. Let's do that. Let's see, cursor size is under accessibility, isn't it? Accessibility, cursor size, point of control. That's fine. Yep, there we go. Display. That's the dock. There we go. That's what we wanted. Right, I've made my cursor really big now, so hopefully you can see what the hell I'm pointing at. So sorry about the little interlude. Do you know what I should have done? I should have done be right back. So there you go, be right back. You can have a little bit of music whilst we're doing this. The other thing as well is I can either hear the music or not hear the music. As in me, as a streamer, as opposed to you guys. You guys can hear it, but then there's a Q button for each one. So I'm going to show you this right now. So I'm going to move my face out of the way. So let's do that. And we'll move me to a blank area that's there. In fact, let's just put me in the middle. There we go. Done. Now you can lock all of these as well. You can lock each one. So I'm going to lock that now so it doesn't move. And I'm going to lock the display as well. We're going to get rid of by right-clicking or two-finger tapping. I've got a mouse, so it's right-click for me. You can unlock, you can align it, but I'm going to delete this leg because you don't need it. It's the video that's just playing around the background. So what's really clever is now I've got a couple of things. Now these two that are outside, the way you do animations with this is you actually have the thing that you want to come in outside the frame on the other frame. So right now we've got the Gremlin from DistroKid and Loop Like a Pro. So if I now go to DistroKid, watch this. Do you see the way he came in there? I actually just faded in and then he'll fade out and he's moved. And the reason he's moved, all we're doing is just telling it to do the move thing. If I do Loop Like a Pro, that moves in, and then as I kind of move, if I click back, you'll see it just slide out, and it'll slide out because in this frame it's there, it's actually here out of frame. So if I unlock this, you can now see where it is. It's actually here outside the shot. So all you need to do is add it into the shot. The best thing to do would be add everything and then bring things in as you need to. I'd like it in eventually as an update. I have had some of this back, but I'm going to feed more. I'd like it so you don't have to do this, because then it's kind of like, well, what if I want to jump from one to the other and that one isn't in the output? But how much easier is this than actually having to then download a plugin, understand how that plugin works? By the way, there is also in the preferences, there is plugins, and you've got Meld Studio plugins. It looks like obviously they're going to have more, or you can download more. And then transition is in here. And so you've got an absolute load different ways of the way things move in and out. And then this is like this sort of main transition, the duration, and then also the layer ordering, midpoint, non, or continuous. So I've got this one which is in out cubic right now. So as I move to something like that, that does this in out cubic option, and then you can see it move in and out, and that's fine. And then you've got a couple of other bits as well which are really, really cool, where, as I said before, I can make anything into like a 3D sort of like side panel. So if you're doing presentations, I keep looking at the wrong camera. If you're doing like 3D presentations, it's really cool for that. So with the simple click, I'm going to lock LLAP. I'm going to unlock my screen. Okay. In fact, I don't even know if I have to unlock it to do this. No, I don't. So let's just say you're showcasing something. You can obviously do that. I can double click it, and I can actually, right, unlocking it, I can double click it. That's what I need to do. And then I can crop it. I can crop what's being seen or not. And then, of course, I can just position it. So if I position that there, and then I unlock the camera, and I put my camera there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make that bigger. Now, for this next bit, what I'm going to showcase is I'm going to show you. I've got this down as I keep slumping in my chair. I've got this down as a circle right now. So hopefully now, is it showing you? If I click this, no, it's not showing you the blue bars around the blue screen around it. That's why I'm going to need to make a video about this. But what you can do is over here, what you will be able to. Oh, hang on, I know the why. Let me just do something. Let's do that. A little bit more drilling, just ignore that. Right, so I'm going to leave this here. Now you should be able to see that there are, if I was to move this out the way, there. So now you should be able to see in the controller window that there is a blue bar around it, a blue square around it, and just above that there are a load of controls. I don't know if you can see them there. So for example, if I click this one, or if I click this one, or if I just go back to the full screen. So very quickly I can just redesign this. I can pull on these little tabs to make it obviously curved, or I can say over here, I can actually say only curve one side. So if I do this, that side's curved all the way to 272 pixels. Sorry, 1072 pixels. Which one's this one? That one's that one. Okay, so we'll leave that there. We'll leave that one, and we'll do the end one. So let's do that one. And there we go. Are you going to... Yeah, there we go. So now I've got this really weird shape. But that's cool. You can design this kind of however you want. So if I want to change it into this like weird orb or something, there you go. Bulgy orb. I could do it like that. So what's really clever as well is if I put them all back to 0, there we go. I can just say no to that. 0, 0, 0, and 0. But I can go straight onto here and make it a circle. It's incredibly easy. Now, what's really cool as well is you've got these cats which can do lots of things. So for example, we could put like a pixel on, or we could do hologram, make it look like some kind of weird hologram. We've got luminance as well. That's just scary. There we go. And these are all sort of built-in effects. But then what you've got here, they're presets. If I click none to that, please ignore the drilling. So presets there. On the right-hand side here, just here, you've got effects. Now, there's nothing here, and it took me a little while to figure this out. But then if you go to plus, you've got all these different things, including chroma key built in, drop shadow built in. So I'm going to put a drop shadow on this circle right now. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to make it really obvious that there's a drop shadow. I'm going to go full opacity and then just pull the softness down. So now, if I put this against like something that's not dark, you should see just basically just here, round the right-hand side, you should see that there is a drop shadow. It's really, really cool. So it's just so easy to do. If I go back on this, in fact, we'll leave that there. For things like this, if you give me a second, let me go to the starting soon. Now, I'm just going to mute the music. The subscribe thing is a video, okay? So the subscribe bit is a video. If I go on to that subscribe bit, and then you won't be able to see what I'm doing right now, but if I go to effects, there is actually a chroma key on there. And if I take that chroma key off, that is what you'll normally see, okay? But what you can do is you can just go to effects, hit chroma key, and it just takes out the green screen. It's real quick, and I didn't even need to do anything. There's details with threshold and feather and tolerance and blend, and I could probably dial it in a little bit more. I think this is the slightest green edge, but do you know what? It's incredibly quick. So I can move this so it knows what color I'm pulling, but it's got it. It's done it straight away. And this is something where you'd have to, like, you know, take it out, or you'd have to then find a chroma key somewhere else. It's just really, really quick. And I love these animations that happen automatically, and all you need to do is just move them around, and so it's really cool. So if you want to go and grab Meld Studio, it is available as a beta at the moment, so it's MELD Studio. You'll just Google it, you'll find it. This live stream is got hammering and drilling, but we are sponsored, and it is sponsored by our friends over at DistroKid. DistroKid is a music distribution company, and if you basically are releasing music or want to release music, you don't need to sign to a label. Just do it independently. That's what I do. In fact, I can show you that. So therefore, there are my independent live albums. So this is from live streams that we basically just took the audio from them and released them, because you can release as much as you want to. You can release as much music as you want to for $22.99. There's two guys hammering now. And I'm on the Musicians Plus tier, and there's even an Ultimate tier as well. So that's the QR code. Go and scan it. Get yourself 7% off. Thank you very much to DistroKid for sponsoring this live stream. This is a very, very short live stream in the sense of obviously what we normally do. We normally do 2 or 3 hours. I just wanted to showcase this. I'm going to do a full video on Meld Studio. I'm going to start using this as well. I'm going to build more pages because it's absolutely free. All you need is your own content, aka things like, for example, and I've muted it, so you should be able to. You should hear that click. I've got that graphic. I've got that video. And if you've got stuff you want to showcase, this could very well replace. I'm just using a microphone right now. If you plug in an audio interface, this could very, very well replace your content usage of choice. So it's very, very useful to do. I'm going to stop live streaming because there's lots of banging going on. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.